cool little camera. Okay, so what's your name and what do you do here at March Air Force?
My name is Bob Mauger. I'm a docent here at Marshfield Air Museum. Been here about 10 years. And so I do tours. I started working here actually restoring aircraft. So I did about 5 years of restoring aircraft, and then decided to come inside. So we do run tours. Part of the educational committee. And so I do a family day program. I'm one of the 3 people that are doing that right now. And that's the last Saturday of every month. And we have something to deal with some sorts of aviation, from anywhere from balloons and early flight through UFOs and unidentified aircraft and those mysteries in the sky.
Oh yeah, I bet you have a lot of interest in that kind of stuff.
That's my Halloween program. Is the one America's Secret Airplanes, UFOs, and things that go bump in the night.
Very cool.
And this is aimed at younger people, 8 years old and up.
Oh, okay.
And I've had 6-year-old that I could keep entertained, so it's not
I'll
so
bet.
bad. We do experiments. They each get to make a craft to take home, so they have something to go home. And
Yeah.
we do the history of rockets. They have the little Alka-Seltzer and water rockets. They can
Nice.
take home, so.
I'm sure those are popular.
Yes.
Well, tell me about this this aircraft behind you. I understand it's one of the oldest right here.
It's not the oldest, but it's the first jet.
First. Yeah.
All right, and we're looking at 1942, right after Pearl Harbor, beginning of World War II. We had a jet, and it was flying around Southern California. The aircraft is actually built in Buffalo, New York, by Bell Aircraft. It was brought by freight cars to the air base at Muroc, Dry Lake Beds. Today we know that it's Edwards.
Okay.
But back that was before it was renamed. They had a special hangar. They made a plywood propeller to fit over the nose and cover it with a canvas so nobody would know that it was a different kind of airplane. And nobody in Southern California, or the pilots or anything, had ever seen a jet airplane before.
Yeah.
So when they were flying over the San Bernardino Mountains, the U.S. Army Air Force Base at Ontario, which is now Ontario Airport, was a P-38 Lightning Squadron, World War II fighters, twin-engine propeller. And the rumors started to spread. You know what we saw today? We saw a plane without a propeller. And the rumors spread, and this was a top-secret airplane.
Yeah.
The test pilot for Bell drove into Los Angeles. Now remember, this is pre-freeway. And the car's probably a 37 Ford or 37 Chevy. He went into a novelty store and he bought a rubber gorilla mask, a derby hat, and a great big cigar. Came back to Muroc, and a couple days later climbed into P-59, Air Comet, and flew over the San Bernardinos looking for those P-38s and their pilots. He saw a group of them. He tugged on that rubber gorilla mask, put on his derby hat, got out the cigar, and he flew circles around him, waving at him with the cigar. When those pilots landed, they said, "You know what we saw today? We saw a plane without a propeller being flown by a gorilla smoking a cigar." The pilots were grounded, sent to the hospital for observation, obviously.
Something was wrong with them.
Right. Either it wasn't combat fatigue, but they had some kind of fatigue going on. And so they questioned him. So when other pilots found out that these guys had been grounded, nobody wanted to talk about the plane with that propeller, and that's how they kept it secret.
Smart move.
Very simple. And today, if you go on a website, it's called the Gorilla Club. There's still about 6 or 8 of these guys still alive, and they meet every year, and it's called the Gorilla Club.
Very
So
cool.
This is the aircraft right here. This is an A model, and the A designation means it was the first ones off the line. And from what we understand, this is the only A model left in the world. Now, there are others around that are B and C models,
Yeah.
second and third generation. But this is the first generation of the aircraft.
That's so neat. And how did it come? Do you know how it came to be here?
It was
at
in
the
Los
museum?
Angeles, just training, I guess, mechanics or other people in the Los Angeles area. It came in here. It took about 3 trucks to bring the pieces in.
Wow.
And it was basically junk.
Wow.
And through a lot of hard work by the volunteers, this aircraft was reassembled, and now today it looks like it could roll out there and take
And
off.
here it is. Yeah.
We even have the engines for it. So that's
Amazing.
kind of neat.
Very, very cool. And then will you tell me a little bit again, Bob, about your background?
My background, I'm from the East Coast, originally New Jersey.
Yeah.
Went through art school. I was going to be an industrial designer. I was going to design cars. That was my dream. And Vietnam War came along.
Right.
And you couldn't get a job because I was 1A. And so to beat the draft, I enlisted in the Air Force. And that way I could select what I wanted to do. And I had worked on cars. So when I took the tests, They told me I was guaranteed I was going to be a mechanic, and I served 4 years active duty, 2 years reserves as an aircraft mechanic and then crew chief. So it started
And
me
here
off in
you are.
another career, so
Yeah.
industry, and because of that, that's what moved me to California, working in the aerospace industry. So
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
well, thank you so much.